Hey folks, ever have trouble with the units in Race Studio 3 analysis not being the ones you want? Can't figure out your kilograms from your pounds? Follow along, I'll show you how to fix it. When we open up Race Studio 3, in the very top left of our screen, we'll see a screwdriver and a wrench icon that are the preferences. When we click on that, we get a number of choices, including language and units. If we click on language and units, it brings us up into the list. You might notice yours is a little bit different than mine. Race Studio 3 looks at the different measures that you have in your data, and it'll give you the options to include those. So you don't get bogged down with measures that you don't actually have, so you don't have to set things you don't need. For instance, the first one everybody's going to have, speed. You can set it to miles per hour, kilometers an hour, meters a second, or feet a second. Up to you. I work in miles per hour. As we scroll down, we can look at the different measures. So here we see torque. I don't usually think in Newton meters. For me, foot-pounds is a better measure. Going through, we see some more. Fuel economy, kilometers a liter. For me, I'm more a mile per gallon guy. Set these to whatever you want and say OK. Now, the next time you open Race Studio 3, your units will be defaulted to the ones that you want. Say you have some sessions that you opened that the units aren't right. Instead of having to go through all the preferences and to set them that way, we can do it right in the analysis file. If we look here, on the top left, we see my GPS speed is set to kilometers an hour. If I want to change that, I can click the gear icon to the left of GPS speed, and in the middle column, I can see it's set unit of measure to kilometers an hour. I can click the drop down, pick meters per second, say apply and exit, and it'll change to miles per hour. When you're configuring your devices, you also get to set the units. Here, you see I'm in an MXP. I think the P stands for perfect. As you look at the channels list, you'll see most of the way down, there's GPS speed. If we double click on it, you can choose which unit of measure will be displayed on that device. I leave mine set to miles per hour, and you'll see if you go over to the display tab, it'll also stay stuck to that previous unit, miles per hour. Now, if you have a SmartyCam, and I highly encourage you to, when you look at the SmartyCam, you also can set the unit as you want. So you can have a mix of units depending on what you're doing. Maybe your driver likes mile per hour, maybe the engineer likes kilometers per hour. It's no problem to mix these things up and change them as you need them. AIM's Race Studio 3 and all their devices are extremely configurable and allow you to set whatever units you want.